I remember it so vividly. I'm sitting on my bed, crying my eyes out. It's 3 a.m. and I'm deciding whether I'm going to take my life that night or not. I had things in my hand that could do the job. What purpose could I serve besides to be abused? And that just didn't seem like a life worth living anymore. I was in an abusive relationship for about 2 years. And I was completely controlled, manipulated, had no idea of myself, any idea of my worth. It wasn't physically abusive, but emotionally, mentally, verbally, everything. It's an everyday occurrence. It was so hard being put down all the time and being told, you're ugly, you're worthless, no one could ever love you. I fully believed that no one else could love me. The counselors pick people for Elevate Phoenix. They're looking for those students who are at risk of dropping out, who come from hard backgrounds, and just life in general is tough. It's very similar to my story. So I was put into the class when I was in high school, so I was able to call my mentor, Miss Jasmine, and anytime I needed her.
So my very first day, I had one student who sat all the way to the back, and I was getting the glares. I was like, oh my gosh, the eye rolls, and like, why are they so excited? Why are they so happy? Why do they want my phone number?
Hearing all the positive things that they were teaching was so abnormal because I was not used to it.
There was one day in particular, the following semester, I said, hey, Stacy, do you want to go grab some ice cream? And she said, yes. So we go to grab some ice cream, and for 2.5 hours, I got to learn the life of Stacy Flannery. And that's where she just kind of let down her wall and just started sharing her heart, her life, and saying, well, if you say you care, here it is, here's everything, here's all of me. That started the trend of our phone calls. There was a 10 o'clock phone calls, and then 11 o'clock phone calls, and even 12 o'clock phone calls. But there was one night in particular that I got a call from Stacy, and it happened to be like 3 o'clock in the morning.
But I had this urge that I was like, I should call Mrs. Jasmine. And I called her, and thankfully she answered.
Stacy never calls us late. I need to make sure that she's okay.
She just spoke so much life into this dark and empty place that I was in.
Stacy, you have purpose. There's a reason that you're going through all these things. Everything that you're going through is for you to have a tool to help other people. You're beautiful. There's purpose for your life. There's something that you're gonna do and is big, and the world needs you.
I figured, what do I have to lose by getting out of this relationship? What could harm me if I get out of it? So within a week or so, I was out of that relationship, kicking him out of my house, and starting a new path to my life.
I got to see a transformation happen right before my eyes. Stacy turned around and she started making the grades. She became a person who every time I looked at her, I just had a smile because she took ownership for her life.
So there was no way that I couldn't give back to the program. Right after I graduated high school in 2014, I began interning with them while I was going to college, and I finished my bachelor's degree at ASU in 3 years.
Stacy was our very first teacher mentor that we hired directly out of our program.
So there's been so many instances where I've had students that I'm just like, I can see myself in them, and it just ignites this fire in me to come to work every day and to share that hope that things do get better. I was meant to be a mentor and to teach and to give hope to kids who don't have hope for themselves.